Do you want to start your personal chef business now, getting paid to do what you love, cook, but you have a full-time job and you are not ready to just walk away from that and try to start your own business? I get it. You are not alone. There are a lot of people who are in this exact same position. So let's talk about how to start your personal chef business on the side when you have limited time. You maybe have a family too, at least friends and a social life, and you don't want to be working 80 hours a week. You just want to be able to cook a little bit, get paid to do what you love, but without burning out or blowing up your life. So this is for, again, when you're worried that your schedule's too packed or that you're overwhelmed with everything, you're not alone. So starting your personal chef business on the side, part-time, you really have to be careful and mindful of what time you do have available and what you can really manage so that you can take on a client or two without the stress. And I'm going to show you how. In case we haven't met already, I'm Chef Shelly. I've had a personal chef business for almost 20 years. And when I'm not cooking for my own clients, I help passionate cooks just like you, whether you're a home cook or a burnout hospitality pro, start your own successful, fully booked personal chef business, whether that means one client or 6 figures, on your own terms so that you build a business that you love. So let's talk about what a schedule would look like if you're wanting to start this on the side of a full-time job. The first thing you have to do is start with what you have going on in your life right now already. So look at the average week, Monday through block out all the time that you know you are not available, that's already committed to your current job, including your travel time, right? If you have a commute, you need to mark that in there too. Mark that off. Look at the remaining time and realizing that you probably have other commitments, whether it's kids or something else. Block off any other time that you absolutely know. Maybe you don't want to work Sundays because that is for church and for family, or maybe you need to pick up your kids from school every day. Whatever it is, block out those commitments too. Now think about, with the time you have remaining, considering this is all your time, when do you actually want to be able to fit in a client? What day or days and what times do you actually want to do personal chef work? And think about what times and days you would want to keep free. Do you have mornings available because the kids are at school, or are you only able to do this on the weekends? Really looking at your schedule, can you fit in one half day a week where you could do one meal prep service day for a client a week? Or is the time you have available Saturday nights where you're willing to do a small event catering for a client on Saturday nights? Remember, this is your business. You get to build it around your life. And looking at this and consciously thinking about when you want to be available, and most importantly, when you are not, is how you can do this and love it instead of having it be another have to, should, chore type thing. So I always recommend, if you have a full-time job commitment, just start with one half day a week, whether that is for a meal prep service client or one small catering event a week. Start there. If you do that a few times and you find that easily manageable, then think about adding in a second. That could look like you're doing a meal prep service cook day on Sundays if you have a full-time job Monday through Friday, or if you have a schedule that changes every week, then you're going to have to be really careful about how you would schedule a client who's expecting to be on the same day every week. So this is more than enough to start. Just look at your schedule and build from there. Once you are to a point where you want to try to fit in multiple clients or book days without feeling too overwhelmed, here's the simple version for how to think about each service, each cook day, each client. When you're doing meal prep services, if it's a weekly client, that's one time a week. You could have a weekly client who's one time a week, so about 4 times a month. You could have a client who only wants service every other week, and that might fit in your schedule better. Or there are clients who only want one cook day a month. So that's how you can kind of think about weekly meal prep service, aka personal chef service clients. You definitely, in the beginning, if you are just starting out, do not want to try to do a 2-in-1 or 2 clients in one cook day. That is definitely for someone who's more advanced, very experienced in doing a week's worth of dinners for a cook day, and they know how to manage doing 2 in one day. If you're interested in learning more about how to get really organized with doing that, drop it in the comments that you want to know about 2 in one day, and I can do a video on that coming up. So again, if you're doing weekly service for one client, that's 1 day a week, but it's going to be 4 days a month. If you're struggling to get a client, on a little side note, who wants service every week, having a client who's every other week might be a good fit, and you can have 2 of those, 2 different people. You're alternating every other week. So you're still doing 1 cook day a week, but you would have 2 clients who are getting theirs every other week. Just remember, having a full-time job and then your personal commitments too, you're going to want to keep your calendar simple and preferably consistent and repeatable so that it's the same week after week. You want to be really careful not to pack your schedule too much. And speaking of that, let's talk a little bit about protecting you and your time and your energy, because burnout is real. And the last thing you want to do is take a full-time job that is already stressful and potentially overwhelming, but then add in something that, even though you might really, really want to do and be passionate about, end up burning yourself out or hating it before you even get a chance to really do it and grow it into something bigger. Because burnout is real, even with just 1 or 2 clients. So here are some tips on how to avoid that. If it's a day where you are cooking for a client, even if it's on a day when you don't have your other work, leave buffer time or white time. Don't book back-to-back activities around the things that you need to do for your personal chef business on your client days, because that will be exhausting. And if something does go wrong and need extra time, then it's going to just cause a domino effect and ruin everything. Make sure that you are organized and getting all the paperwork type things done ahead of time when you have that spare calm time, whether that's on a Tuesday evening after work to prepare for a Sunday client or whatever. Pull your recipes, make your shopping list, do your nice menu write-up and labels for the client. Get that all ready. Get your equipment packing done ahead of time too. That way on the cook day, you've spread out all those get ready things ahead of time, and it's not such a huge time commitment, and you can really focus on the client cook day. If you need to set some clear communication boundaries with your client, this isn't something I need to do in my business now. My personal boundaries around texting and phone calls are, you can do it whenever you want it. I will reply back to it when it's my normal awake business times, which for me, as far as communication like this, is anywhere from 9 o'clock in the morning to around dinner time, 5 or 6 o'clock. So yes, I'm either a senior citizen dinner time or toddler dinner time, but you know what I mean. Generally during the daytime. But if someone wants to text me at midnight, that's fine. In my mind, they're texting when it comes to mind and when they think of it, and they're not expecting a text back at that time. Whatever your communication boundaries are for your business, if you need to, make sure that you communicate that to the client, because 99% of the time, people are happy to accommodate whatever it is they just need to know. Be sure to set those expectations. And then if your schedule is getting really blocked out with your full-time job and your personal chef business work, whether that's client cook days or doing the work to get your business started, you'll definitely want to use something for a calendar, whether it's online like Google Calendar, which is free, whether it's a paper calendar, a bullet journal, anything like that. Use a basic calendar system to keep yourself organized. You definitely want to have that stuff written down, again, whether it's on paper or online, as opposed to trying to keep it into your mind instead of trying to keep it all in your head. One of the best things I ever heard about our brains is that they are meant to be processors. You're meant to process information. They are not meant to be long-term storage systems. So try not to keep things all in your head. That's just putting too much pressure on yourself and setting yourself up for mistakes. Just put it down in a basic online or paper calendar, and it'll help you stay organized, get it out of your head. And then when you do have that white space left in your calendar, the time that you get to do whatever it is you want to do, probably cooking, right? Then you know you're not missing anything, you're not forgetting anything, and you shouldn't be doing anything else. By incorporating these things into your schedule, this is how you can fit in some client work on the side, part-time, during your full-time job or your other commitments, so that you can make sure that you're getting paid to do something you love, cook, and that you're not getting overwhelmed, you're not burning out, and you're not ruining something that potentially can turn out to be the best thing in your whole life, transforming what now is a full-time job working for someone else and being miserable into a business for yourself on your own terms that you love. Because I'm telling you, the clients are out there and they're hungry for what you're cooking.